Parents react after finding out their child's daycare is under investigation.
It's just emotional wreck. That's what I've been for the past 2 weeks.
And now we're digging deeper into claims of bad behavior by adults at a Chesapeake church daycare. It's a story 13 News Now has followed since it broke.
That's when we learned church daycares in Virginia do not need a license. Now a parent is sharing her anger with 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee.
Well, David and Jana, that is absolutely true. The mom I spoke with filed a report with Child Protective Services after she said her son was abused by a daycare worker. When I told her the daycare wasn't even licensed, she was shocked. The very thought is unfathomable to mom Sarah Jacobs.
I feel like any daycare center needs to be licensed.
But it turns out the daycare she sent her 2-year-old son Noah to since he was 6 months old isn't. I presented our findings to her after Child Protective Services launched an investigation into Deep Creek United Methodist Church. There was a complaint that a staff member inappropriately placed hands on a child's neck.
They act so nice to your face and everything, and behind the scenes you don't really know what's going on.
Jacobs filed complaints with police and Child Protective Services after she says a worker dragged Noah out from under a table and left these marks.
Disgust and hurt because we count on them to watch our children.
So I dug into the church more. After I found out it is unlicensed, I also learned it's totally legal. In the state of Virginia, religious daycares are exempt from having to get a license.
At the end of the day, it's like leaving children to chance.
Policy analyst Grace Reef works with Child Care Aware Virginia, an organization that pushes for better quality child care in the state.
So when you walk in to look at a child care program, parents should ask, do you have a license? What's the training of your staff?
The 959 religiously exempt child daycare centers in Virginia aren't inspected at least twice a year like licensed daycare programs and don't have the same requirements for background checks, training, and health and safety.
It's kind of disheartening. You don't know who to trust, where to go to anymore.
Jacobs tells me she had no idea the church daycare was unlicensed, and that guilt is eating at her. On Monday, Governor Northam signed into law that license-exempt programs are required to post signs that say they aren't licensed and require minimum protections for kids, like CPR-certified staff members. Chesapeake police are investigating 5 reports of alleged abuse at Deep Creek United Methodist Church. I could not reach the church for comment. Live in studio, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.